Okay. And we're back on the Mana Symbol channel. We're going to play a little bit of 80 card red-white taxes, Imperial taxes if you prefer. So, longtime friend of the Mana Symbol channel, Mordekaiser, known well for enigmatic incarnation fame, has been playing a ton of these kind of decks in the last little while, and he's been happy enough to share some of his current lists with me. So I've got this one queued up. This is a red-white version, and we've got a Naya version coming up next. So the core of this deck is these two tutor packages here, which hilariously are approximately the same size, although Imperial Recruiter can grab other stuff that is not in these piles that we are playing as 4 ofs. So Imperial Recruiter is 2 in red, creature, human advisor, 1/1. When it enters the battlefield, search your library for a creature with power 2 or less, reveal it, put it into your hand, and then shuffle. Seems pretty simple. However, this gives you the ability to play one of Magus of the Moon, one of Archon of Emeria, these cards that you might want to play more of if you actually wanted to see them in a lot of game ones, and you wouldn't be particularly happy about seeing too many of them. We also have the ability to grab Glasspool Mimic to clone stuff, and Flametongue Yearling. This is the Flametongue Kavu of Modern Horizons 2. For red, you get a 2/1 with multi-kicker for 2. When it enters the battlefield, it deals damage equal to its power to target creature, so as a default, that's 2. But if you multi-kick it, it comes in with that many +1/+1 counters. So just a good little 2-for-1 you can tutor for. We can also tutor for any of our 4 Skyclave Apparitions, Thalias, Charming Princes, or Wall of Omens, or Giver of Runes. So a lot of our 4 ofs that are just reasonable things to have. It's also an Ephemerate deck, because we've got tons of great enter the battlefield triggers. And we've got Flickerwisp that plays in the same space. Solitude, the new pitch 5-cost Swords to Plowshares, is just insane with Ephemerate, giving you the option of a 3/4/2 exile-based removal if you can either pay 5 or use Aether Vial to put Solitude in, which is very possible a lot of the time. But even if you're pitching 3/3 for 1 mana is completely insane. So you play the Solitude by pitching a white card out of your hand. You use the Ephemerate to flicker it. You immediately get your second Source to Plowshares. You get to keep your 3/2 lifelinker. And then on the next upkeep, assuming that the Solitude has survived, you can exile another creature. So kind of in the nuts. Then we've got the Stoneforge package. Stoneforge Mystic, of course, gets us a piece of equipment. We can get Sword of Feast and Famine, Sword of Fire and Ice, Batterskull, or Kaldra Compleat, the new hyper-costed, hyper-aggressive win condition that these decks get to take advantage of. Sideboard is hiding over here, but it does have Yorion the Sky Noodle in it, as well as a whole bunch of great silver bullets. We've got a Kataki War's Wage, we've got a Avalanche Riders, another Magus of the Moon, Pia and Kiran Nalaar, and then some extra removal with prismatic endings. Sanctum Prelate could be main, Sanctifier en-Vec could be main, Relic-Warder probably not, Auriok Champion probably not, and then some rest in pieces because we don't use the graveyard for anything. So these decks tend to be kind of tricky to play in certain matchups, but then some of the upgrades in power level that they've got recently mean that maybe this is dumbed down a little bit, and I'll be able to play it through with not too many problems on the first one. So let's see if we can manage to pull this off. Had a good day playing the Insight Esports 5K yesterday. I managed a 4-3, which was good enough for top 32, which according to the prize structure they had out means I got my entry back. So very generous, as I mentioned. Assuming that they don't do the restructure, which they said they would for less than 100 players, which it was. Today I saw Zan Saeed was playing the Velomachus Taking Turns deck in the challenge. He went 0-1 into 4-1, just like I did yesterday, before doing exactly kind of what I did and eating the last 2 rounds. No, I think he managed 5-1, but then 5-2, 5-3. Great player, and the deck is very good, but the resurgence, well, not the resurgence, the introduction of these new Delver-style blue-red decks, which are playing just like small creatures and burn and more counter magic than Blue-Red Prowess did. Like, Blue-Red Prowess was already not the best matchup for that deck, and the Blue-Red Delver deck is also not the best matchup for that deck. Any of the Monkey Blade decks are not the best, so it's seeming like the meta is adjusting in a direction that's going to make it harder to be successful with. Also, the blue food decks, Metallic Rebuke and Metallic Rebuke with the food core definitely is not the easiest thing to deal with for Velomachus. So Velomachus definitely has a bit of a metagame to struggle against right now. There are some decks in the same-ish vein that are kind of doing well. I know Ad Nauseam is doing very well, at least in leagues. Mashmalovsky was Zan's round one loss today in the challenge, so I do wonder if he's going to be able to get up there with Ad Nauseam today. I would assume the Delver deck is not a great matchup for them. So we're going to have to see how all that goes. Good old 3-minute queue times on a Sunday afternoon. I love to see it. All right. Oh, we can hide that. All right. Opening hand looks good. We've got Emeria's Call in the deck. I didn't mention during the deck tech. This is a land that produces white that is also pitchable to Solitude. So that's kind of nice to have here. We can put it in tapped on turn 3 with this hand with realistically no problems. So lead on planes here, see what happens. Probably going red source into one of Thalia, Prince, or Wall of Omens. If this is one of the food decks, which it looks like it is, then Thalia could be quite useful here on turn 2. They shoot Bauble at themselves. Going to decide between fetch land or not. They find fetch land. Shuffling it up. Bloodiest of Crypts. Oh, this is going to be the black-red Luris deck, I see. Well, Thalia is still a good turn 2 here, I believe. Should be able to prevent me from getting Ragavan dashed and make some of their plays inconvenient, to say the least. Oh, right. Yeah, okay. So I always misplay these double-faced land cards for some reason, and I continue to do that. I feel like it's because there's like suspend cards or other things similar to that where the second line is usually play the card because the first line is suspend or something like that. But quite honestly, there's no excuse for how badly I consistently play those cards. So, and of course the immediate, well, I say immediate punish. I mean, I have other stuff to play here, so it's not the end of the world. I think I'm putting this in as land. Yeah. No. And play Wall of Omens to draw. I can play the Charming Prince to flicker the wall next turn. Okay, good. So we found the land. I'm not exactly sure what cards I'm looking for against this deck. I mean, I'd love an Ephemerate to go with the Solitude because I have 5 mana put together already. Let's take a look at the deck list really quick, because it may be very important that I Recruiter this turn for something, although I'm not sure what. So we could grab Giver. Could grab Skyclave. We could grab any of these cards. I guess Flametongue Yearling would be really good if I had another red source. I don't yet. Flickerwisp will be really good with the Solitude eventually, as will Charming Prince. Unfortunately, I can't double spell here. I do have an attack with Thalia that's pretty good. Not having the second red for Flametongue Yearling kind of sucks because I could have gone Yearling Flickerwisp next turn. But I shouldn't worry about things that I can't fix. Recruiter is like the most mana efficient play this turn. Taking up to 6 damage this turn is not my favorite. I suppose Recruiter for Glasspool Mimic almost feels, but I don't have a blue source and I don't have an Aether Vial to make that work for me. Recruiter, Giver to protect Solitude and subsequent blinks. Yeah, I think I like that a lot, Sheep Sovereign, in addition to the fact that it kind of just sets me up to be insulated in the near future from like everything. So yeah, being mana efficient this turn was kind of the most appealing thing to me, no matter what I end up getting. And then like I could Charming Prince or Flickerwisp for a whole bunch of value starting this next turn. And they kind of now have something they'd really like to answer. Lightning Bolt on Giver. Okay, that's not bad. If their Surveil banned another card type, their Dragon's Rage would have taken to the air here, but it doesn't look like it's getting there. And Thalia should be blocking more removal for the moment. Nope. Well, maybe. We'll see. I doubt it. I think they probably play only 1-drop removal. Sacred Foundry. Okay, so you should see a prismatic ending here, if I had to guess. I would assume that's the reason they're playing white. And that is a sorcery. They don't have a sorcery in their graveyard yet, so this is going to flip their Dragon's Rage. Yep. And this is going to remove my Thalia. Yeah, we're in huge trouble now. Literally, all of their creatures are untargetable. However, we have Solitude next turn. So I think I'm just supposed to take the 9 here. And then start clawing my way back over the next couple turns. If I had an Aether Vial, this game would be very different right here. But I don't. I could play Charming Prince to gain some life, play Flickerwisp to slide the Recruiter, get another creature that's some way relevant, then pitch Thalia to Solitude, and the other relevant creature I'm getting is a Skyclave Apparition to exile their Dothy Voidwalkers. Something like that. I kind of like Thalia plus Flickerwisp, because the Flickerwisp gives me something to block the Dragon's Rage with. Because each of these flickers is a 2-for-1 right now. If I'd kept the Giver, this would be a different situation for me. But since they managed to kill it. Obviously, Flickerwisp is not difficult for them to kill. But the fact that I'm just continually putting out things, like the attrition game here, is definitely a very real aspect of this matchup. And I feel like I can eventually overcome them this way. Let's grab something I don't mind pitching, I guess. I guess I get another Charming Prince, because then... Well. No, I was supposed to get the Skyclave Apparition there, right? Well, kind of works either way, I guess. We'll see. So they need to remove the Flickerwisp. It's going to take them extra mana to do so. Jeez. That's really brutal. Colligan's command. Uh-huh. Okay, so very close to death here. Technically, I can block this, so let's get rid of a Dauthi Voidwalker. But, yeah. I mean, it's difficult to beat the hand they had. I've never had Dauthi Voidwalker actually be this inconvenient to play against. Not because of its static text at all, which was totally irrelevant in that match, or in that game. It was just the fact that it was unblockable. Auriok Champion doesn't fly. Sanctifier probably doesn't exile that much that's important, although it is a 2/2 with pro-red, pro... Well, Auriok Champion actually is probably going to gain me a lot of life with all my creatures coming and going, and it's likely very difficult for them to remove. Pia and Kiran Nalaar is probably for a matchup like this. Sanctum Prelate also seems okay. No, their casting costs are all over the place. And then Rest in Peace. So here are 7 cards I'm definitely considering. Why did they slap Shadow? Because he's a Dauthi. What? Vigilance would make more sense. Vigilance would make the card way more powerful. Like, if you mean make more sense in like a Melvin kind of like, yeah, because then you can activate that tap ability. Like, but the point is that you have to choose between using it as an aggressive creature or having its ability up to use. You can't have it both ways. And it's very much not a defensive creature. They can't block with it. So, I mean, what you're suggesting would make the card more powerful, but less restrictive or interesting in any particular way. So, I mean, it's pretty obvious to me why they didn't give it Vigilance. Give it Vigilance and can't block. I mean, but again, that just makes it so much more one-dimensional. Right, but I mean, Vigilance is also not a black mechanic. Now, maybe you don't care about the color pie, and maybe you assume that they completely don't care about the color pie. They clearly do. Like, they're just not going to put a like Vigilance on a black card and just be like, yep, that's a thing now. Vigilance on black cards, this is where we live. I don't think that that's the world they're in yet. Is Prismatic Ending actually good here? Yeah, it is. Pia and Kiran Nalaar is actually good here. What is not? Ephemerate's amazing. Flametongue is good. I guess sort of Feast and Famine is less than great. They're on empty a lot of the time, and the tempo gain is not that good for what we're playing here. Kaldra Compleat, I think you just don't ever board out. Skyclave might be less than good. Less than great. I don't know. Let's take out a Thalia and go with 81. Because that's how I'm going to do it, damn it. I think the Rest in Pieces actually might have been a bad sideboard. The more I think about it. Alright, I mean, this hand has some good business. This hand is good business. Maybe I was supposed to lean on tapped Sacred Foundry, I'm not sure. 81, baby. I'm the 81 card. I'm tied for 81 card trophy leader. I think there's 2 of us. I think it's me and Mordekaiser or Pi Conti. One of them managed it. Get a 5-0 with an 81. This stupid game. It didn't mean anything. It was just funny to do it. Oh, great. Thanks, Aether Vial. I mean, am I supposed to put it in this turn? It's really not too late, and like they probably have infinite removal for it. And then that means like next turn I Skyclave and my Vial's on 2. Well, I mean, so oh, but that it's so slow if you don't play it as early as possible. All right, I was probably supposed to play the Sacred Foundry this turn, but now they might think that I have some kind of interaction. Probably the only person ever to draw Vial after turn 1. I would believe it. I would believe it. That's why they pay me the big bucks. And by they, I mean nobody. And by big bucks, I mean nothing. Giver? Giver? Thalia. If anyone's curious, that was not a Giver of Runes. I just need you all to know that I know that that was not a Giver of Runes. So you know that I know that that's not what I wanted. Whoa, Rob Diesel, thank you so much for that big old sub. Croxa? What? What? You know what they say. The best time to have an Aether Vial is turn 1. Second best time to have an Aether Vial is turn 2. They don't really say much else about it because, come on, what the fuck are you doing? Oh yeah. Everything going according to plan. Do it now. Do it, coward. That's right. You playing my game. Who are you going to call against command now? Land, call against command. Shit. Actually would not be that bad for us. Because then we get Kaldra down here. The problem with that is they've shown... But they didn't grab the white mana. Okay, so this is definitely a call against command. Shock Shatter. Which, again, kind of works out for us. But, like, what the... Oh. Wow, was I not ready for that. God, that was so fast. What the... I didn't even count their graveyard. It was like, there's no way they're going to add a turn 4 Croxa. And I'm not used to Croxa coming out of these decks. I mean... Yeah, this is horrifying. What a friggin... And they're on 4 cards in hand somehow. Like, they haven't used any resources and suddenly I'm on nothing. I mean, I say suddenly, but like... Well, it does and it doesn't, right? Because this is a way faster clock than Kaldra. Way faster. We're going to go up here because then I can play a 2 and a 3. That is not what I wanted. MTG X Bionicle. Just leave Kaldra to block? I think that's crazy when I don't have any forward momentum, right? Like, that's crazy, right? That just doesn't make any sense. Like, but I can't... Like, it doesn't beat the Croxa, and then we lose for... Oh, no problem, Akuma CB. Yeah, they can. They just attack into... Well, I mean, they could and just have the... Have Yorion into Batterskull? I mean, eventually, right? No, I know that Kaldra will exile. I mean, I don't know. I just don't foresee how I'm going to beat their now 5-card hand and Luris still waiting in the wings. But, okay. Like, it's theoretically possible. I was probably supposed to get this into play. I think there's a chance that somehow this goes badly for me because I didn't put it into play when... Like, they could have instant speed discard in response to my Stoneforge. They didn't, but, like, I think not putting it into play during my turn was probably a mistake. But they're probably going to go white mana, exile your Germ token now. Hey, look, it's white mana. Uh-huh. And then... Oh, you don't say. Amazing. Wow. Incredible. Paid 2 colors. They're attacking with the illusion. That's very kind of them. What an unbelievable hand they had. That was they really put on a show. We're just like dead and we didn't even have any kind of chance here. I mean, theoretically I can chump block this turn, but or I could have drawn Skyclave Apparition or something. Well, I still can. But I can't. Well, I put Yorion in my hand and play it immediately next turn. So. Oh. Okay, okay, okay. Maybe a stay of execution here? Perhaps. We'll see. Like, they've got... Well, they can go fetch Lurrus, play Lurrus, but they have nothing in their graveyard to get back yet, so... Untapped? What the hell are they going to do? Are they actually going to get Lurrus and play Lurrus? Nope. Seriously? Come on, man. What the fuck? What are these mana costs? I mean, we're fine. Like, we come out of this pretty okay, actually. But, like, what the hell? That was... Well, I'm going to gain a bunch of life here. This actually may end up being way better for us than I thought it was going to be. Because I wasn't thinking about it, but I haven't played enough with these cards. But Yorion resets your Kaldra. Wait, how do I want this to go down? Do I want Kaldra out of play during their turn? I think that I do. So we go end step, Yorion. Gotta do it main? Pardon? Do I? So I gain 1 life. Slide these guys. I don't know that I do, because now I have a germ token that's going to come in and they're not going to have sorcery speed removal. We do want Kaldra. Does this not get me Kaldra? I think it does. But this means that my germ token is hiding from their prismatic endings. Okay, I have 0 cards in hand. Oh, they're fueling Kroxa. I see. Yeah, okay. Oh, I'm dead. God, that's so stupid. What the hell was this game? Just the absolute nut from my opponent. Gaining 1 life didn't matter. I wonder if that black-red Lurrus deck is good. If you looked at yesterday's challenge, there was like in between 9th and like 20th place, I think there was like 8 copies of that deck. It's something absolutely insane. It is very, 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 very good. Yeah, that was a big bucket of misfortune. Let's see. Okay, so the top 8 has no copies. Mardu Shadow, which is close to that, was in 8th. And then where is it? 13th, 16, 17, 19. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you want to like get top 16, yes, too much salt changing channel. Oh, I'm so sorry. Sorry about that, Jesper Holm. Well, enjoy whichever channel you end up on. All right. So nothing good here. Let's go. There we go. Okay, so keep this one. Bottom Magus in the dark. Yeah, seems good. Spike 115 matches straight. Yeah. It's clearly very good. It's a very, very good deck. We'll go tap Foundry. Jesper tilted off the stream. I guess so. You know who's a really good streamer if you don't want to see anyone tilting ever? Is Legacy Council Archon. He's so good. Very level-headed. Wow. That's a card. Well, it's like I like Salt when it's like I was only annoyed with how perfectly everything worked out. My opponent played great. I'm not mad at my opponent. They played a great deck and they played it very well. Okay, so if I want it on white, Pillarvenge Pathway is what I want, which I do. So we do that.
It is imperative that we crush the
play.
freedom
Thanks for the
fighters
follow
before
there.
the start
Big
of the rainy
Hoopda.
season. And remember, a shiny new
Scry.
donkey for whoever brings me the head of Colonel Montoya.
I don't think I want more lands, and I don't think I want a sword right now. Okay. This card is going to be a tremendous pain in the butt. I guess I Recruiter for Skyclave and Skyclave it. That's my plan. Yeah, we're against some kind of junk pile with Noble Hierarch. That's a turn 3 kicked Turok. Wow. I am in big trouble here. Yep. And it has pro white. It has pro white. I mean, it's... Is there any winning this game? Like... Okay, so we can Recruiter for Flametongue Yearling, and assuming that this doesn't grow anymore, I could kill it. But then I still have the Liliana to deal with. No, there's no way out of this game. This is over already. There's just no way I can beat both those cards. And they still have 3 cards in hand. There's just no way out of that one. That was just insanity. I guess Sanctifier on Vec is probably... Yeah, because they're going to put black creatures in their graveyard. Maybe Avalanche Riders against their 3-color stuff. Okay. Magus seems okay, but I feel like it's going to die to everything. But I don't know. Archon's probably unnecessary. I think I like Wall of Omens because maybe it can help us recover on cards if we need to. I definitely need to take out like some number of X1s, but I don't know where I can trim them from. I guess Solitude actually seems really bad here, huh? Like, I haven't seen enough of their threats, though, to really know. But that feels right to me. I know this card is supposed to be obscene. Like, I think I made a big enough deal out of it when I was talking about this deck. But keep the Thalia. One of these equipments should go. Fire and Ice. Against the black-green-white deck. Because I can bring back a Solitude, but I'd probably rather bring back a 1-of. Oh, Vial. I always forget that you can board out Vial. Yeah. Yeah, I can't see Vial actually being all that helpful. I'm keeping 1 Magus. Let's keep... Oh, Revoker could be okay. Yeah. And then I've got Sanctifier as my pro black. Black and red, unfortunately, but... I mean, turn 2 Thalia on the play. With double Recruiter. Seems okay. Now we need to find one of those fancy $2 Ephemerates. One of them fancy $2 Ephemerates. Turn 1 Ignoble. Alright. Yorion burn when? Never! Well, not likely on this channel. I was supposed to play the Inspiring Vantage there. It's important that I play the Vantage the next turn. Alright, what do you got? Grip full of... Oh. Tapland? Oh my goodness. Let's draw Flametongue Yearling or... No, okay. Well... Revoker would be sick here. I don't know if I'm going to count on Revoker coming down. Although maybe I should. What about Avalanche Riders? I can't see them getting me off of that. Thanks to follow there, Martinez DP. Oh, welcome back. Yeah. I mean, I feel like creature removal is just a better plan here. Because Flametongue Yearling, like, if I start peeling flicker effects, is going to do work. Skyclave also would have been fine, so... I don't know. There's a lot of different stuff I could have gotten there. That pretty much all would have been good. What I wanted to tutor for there was Ephemerate, and that's just not legal, which I don't appreciate. 2 mana Fatal Push. You got it. So I'm assuming they have some more 3 mana spells. Another push? No, Thoughtseize. Yeah. Before I saw it, I knew. I knew exactly what that was going to be. All right. Yep. I mean, you know, there's nothing to be done offbeat. Like I'm doing everything I can in these games, and it just feels like everything breaks my opponent's ways today. Which is you know, that's just magic sometimes. Emira's Call Hardcast. It'll get Thoughtseize the turn before I do it. 10 out of 10. There's just no way it won't happen. There's no way. So Charming Prince is flicker till the end of turn, which doesn't get me immediate value with recruiters. Same with Flickerwisp. So neither of those cards. Yeah, Mom and Pop seem like what I want, kind of. But they don't deal with... I want something that immediately deals with something that's going on the battlefield right now. I really feel like Skyclave Apparition is just what I'm supposed to be getting. I feel like there's no excuse to not get Skyclave, because it means whatever they're gunning for next is going to get Skyclaved. Like, hopefully they have like a Liliana or something like that I get to remove. Go 2-drop to go 2-drop plus to draw Yorion. Yeah. I mean, I think the Skyclave is good enough, but we'll see. If they have Turok again, if it discards the Sky... Even if it doesn't discard the Skyclave, it has Pro White, and they've already gotten my Flametongue Yearling out of my hand. This deck does not run Fury. You also can't tutor Fury with Imperial Recruiter. There's the kick to Turok again. Yeah. Couldn't do it. Oh, both my spells are gone. Oh, wonderful. I love random discard. Oh yeah, it's him to Turok. It's actual factual him to Turok. Okay, well their clock is slower this game. They don't have the Liliana down. This is gonna be, jeez, tremendously large value next turn. So, yeah, they appear to be on. Well, it's Abzan, right? It's junk. Opponent's got junk in the trunk. Thoughtseize, yeah. No, it's Abzan. I mean, they're playing Ignoble Hierarch, but I don't think they're playing any red spells. Of course. Oh my god. This is the Abzan player's dream here. Just everything that's happened this game has been total perfection. Sorry, what? Did it get 2 counters? No. Okay, I just saw something funny. Oh, it was the Inquisition. No, Thoughtseize? Did they? They Turok'd me. They Liliana'd. There was the Thoughtseize. Okay, I was just trying to figure out. I was like, where did it get the extra counter from? Yeah. I just missed that the Thoughtseize did it. That's what it was. It did get an extra counter more than I was expecting it to have, but the Ignobles with Turok is a real beating. I did not expect it to be as good as it is. And the pro white is, I mean, just crazy here. I can't believe how badly this deck is going. These last 2 matchups, all the Thoughtseizes have been like unbelievably brutal. Yeah, it's very large. Now here's where they finally show me the red spells, and it's Bolt Bolt. No, it's nothing. Okay. So I have 1 chump blocker for this turn, and in theory, we can give it pro red or pro black next turn. I'm just saying what this day has been like. Like, my opponent kept a hand with double Ignoble Hierarch and 1 land, and they got away with this game. I had turn 2 Thalia on the play, and they managed to get away with this game, you know? And I kept the Solitudes. It's not like I boarded out my Solitudes. I kept them. Just didn't find one. Never found an Ephemerate. That's how Magic goes sometimes. It's gotta be Vindicate, right? Vindicate? Last opponent was splashing white in the black-red Luris deck and managed to cast an overloaded dam. Like, what can you do? Yeah. And they managed to remove my red creature, so now I have to chump block with my other red creature, so I don't have one for next turn. I guess I could draw Batterskull. Probably best possible. Oh, land. Land is good. Alright. Just massacred. Absolutely massacred. So 2 Black X mid-range decks just totally took us apart. I think the matchup is nowhere near as bad as what those looked like, but, you know, if they have like Thoughtseize, okay, well, this turn I'll Yorion, and then next turn I can play it and get a bunch of value. Thoughtseize again. They played the Turok, it hit both my spells and left both my lands. Like, what? How, what? There's nothing to be done there. All right, very good hand. On the plus side, my computer seems to be working real nice today, so that makes me happy. Groll Elves, Monka S. Well, no, that was last seen. They may not be playing that today. But if they are, this hand is terrible against them. Well, we got the sword. Could be all right. Could be all right. They mulled 2/5. It's probably not Groll Elves, but it could be. Is Groll elves with Blood Moons in the sideboard? Or no, like that Devotion deck with Blood Moons in the sideboard? I feel like that's what it is. Okay, so Bant Blade? Looking Bant Bladey. Yeah. Or Soul Herder or whatever you want to call it. Okay. Well, hopefully I'll have an answer for that by turn 3. I want to draw with the wall. I need double white for Skyclave. This is a tap land, so like I'm gonna play this as white even though I only have 1 red source. Is that crazy? That's crazy. No, I think I'm supposed to play this as red and draw a card. I mean, the safest options all involve or play the tapped Glasspool, play nothing this turn, and then guaranteed I have Skyclave, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna live, damn it. And if we lose again, you know what? That's fine. Alright. Looking shady. Looking like bad choices are leading to bad results. I would like to be the lucky player. Just one time. Gosh. Alright, well, their Mold of 5 is going to recover very quickly. Flickers the Ice Fang. Alrighty. It's not a white source. Alright. So instead of having guaranteed Skyclave this turn, I have guaranteed nothing. Yeah. Yeah, I just can't. I mean, I could play the Ephemerate if I want to draw some cards. And now I can't even play the Skyclave. So now they've unmulliganed. They've gotten 2 draws. I guess 3 because they initially played the Ice Fang as well. Oh my god, it's so big. White source, please. I mean... It's just because I was greedy with this. I was like, I want to be able to cast my red spells. It's so negligent not to be able to cast your red spells. What can I do? What can I even do? My god. No, I am able to cast my red spells. I did in fact manage the thing that I meant to do. Hold on, it's so hot. Alright, got the air on. I am in fact able to cast my red spells, yeah. Well there, Ice Fang now has Death Touch. Discard in the hand size, huh? Alright, well. Mm-hmm. Oh, they take the Giver. Not the... Oh, they're going to flicker the Skyclave. Okay, so we're basically dead again. I mean, no, if I finally draw the white source, maybe we get to exile their Soul Herder. But if they have an Ephemerate, then we're probably toast. We'll see. I mean, it'll shrink at least. This guy's freaking 9. No, okay. What has been with today? My goodness. Like, I feel like that was a totally reasonable line. Playing 29 lands. Plus the 2 Emeria's Call. There was a mountain that I could have drawn. I think that's the only one that doesn't help. Yeah, I mean, okay. It is what it is. Jeez, that was, yeah. Frustration. I mean, the thing that's annoying me more than anything else is just that we're not able to do any of the stuff this deck is supposed to do. Like, get any of our flickering loops going. And I don't feel like I'm doing that super wrong, but clearly I misplayed that game, I guess. There were roads I could have taken. Shutting off my red spells was apparently the right way to do that. So get your double white before you get your single red. Okay, it's a small substitution, but I don't feel like there's a huge number of things I need to sideboard here. Maybe Prismatic Ending. Giver of Runes doesn't seem particularly great here. Archon's fine. Solitude's great. Sword of Feast and Famine's probably unnecessary. Alright. Fire and Ice seems really good. If I start connecting, they're just all their stuff can die. Alright. I mean, this has removal. As removal and lands. Like, is this good enough? I'm really starting to question my basic understanding of the game today. I mean, I guess this is not good enough. I'm gonna keep it because I believe this is good enough, especially in this matchup because we've got the turn one, we've got the removal for their turn 1 mana. Unless maybe I'm supposed to save it. All right, well now I don't have to make the choice. Nope. I I'm gonna have to do another league with this deck at some point because this just can't be normal. Okay, so that creature's a 2-for-1. They draw a Prismatic Ending, which is good because I don't have any threats. I don't have any threats for them to target, so they can Prismatic ending anything they want. I don't have any relevant cards. Oh, they're probably ending the giver this turn. Having a non-summoning sick giver against you is just, yeah, okay. I'm guessing they have an Ice Fang hanging around. See, it would have been really good if I had this there, but all right. So let's go get Charming Prince. And that's kind of like a tipping my hand that what I'm about is like trying to set up more value. But no, this is silly. What I should get is, I don't know, I guess a threat. I want to get something 2 mana so they don't think that I'm going to have the Ephemerate. Maybe Flametongue. Just because that seems like a good removal spell against their deck. Doesn't give them any resources back. Alright. Yep. Damn it. What? You gotta be kidding me. Ah! I can't get anything going. Oh, it feels like every game has just been this kind of stuff nonstop. I feel like what's gonna happen here now is I'm gonna go land, prismatic ending, and then there's gonna be like force of negation. But this is not even a good play, right? Like, it's not. This doesn't gain me much. I remove one 2-mana creature that they have that all they have is 2-for-1 creatures. So it's not even unique. It's not even like this is a particularly relevant creature to remove. So that's why I held on to it. Maybe somehow they'll play something that I can remove and that it will line up, but I can't actually picture how that's going to happen. Okay. I think we're just dead. The name of this program is Magic the Gathering Online. Soy fantástico. Okay, so I can get Hallowed Fountain, copy Recruiter. But I know they have an Ephemerate now, right? So I can't... Like, what can I get to interact with what they're doing? If they have another Path to Exile, I get literally nothing out of this. All right, we're just done here. Cool. I'm glad we were dispatched brutally there. I don't know if I'm going to play the Naya version of this deck next. This has been an absolute massacre. I wanted to do it. There was a red-white taxes in yesterday's challenge. What does that look like? Please tell me it's not 80 cards. It's not. Okay. Because one thing I've noticed, like, we haven't once had an early Aether Vial. Not once. This other version's also playing Kiki Jiki and Felidar Guardian. It's also playing Lightning Bolts. It's also... Okay, so this is like red-white Monkey Blade with Thalia. Did I renew MTGO Premium this month? Maybe not. It was supposed to be automatic, but... we're on the draw. This hand seems pretty good if I hit a third land. I guess I have no turn 2 play, so maybe I shouldn't have kept it, but... It's Lantern? No, okay. Okay, so we have a turn 2 play. Oh, they're playing like the wacky version of that deck. Sanctum of Ugin triggers off your 7-drop creatures. Sojourners, Conjurers, Summoners, Companion, and Mirror Enforcer. I have no idea what the name of that card actually is. Conjurer's Sojourner? Sojourner's something? The new Mirror Enforcer that's so much better than Mirror Enforcer that people are still able to play Mirror Enforcer. But it is just a straight upgrade, which is kind of hilarious. Except it's not a mirror. And it's not adorable. It's not a sad robot in the rain. So they got 5. Yeah, so they could play one of the 7-drops now. If they want to. They're not, though. Attacking for 5. Okay. Oh, maybe I was supposed to get Batterspell this game. Although it's really slow. And I can't colorless it. So hopefully I just rip a white source here to get rid of the cranial plating. I did. All right. Maybe the good guys win one here. Maybe. Let's see. Not sold yet, but... Babble. Are they just stumbling? Like, do they just not have one of their... Okay, there it is. Oh, it is Sojourner's Companion. Weird. So now they get 2 4/4s. But we have Kaldra plus Giver, so we should be okay. Artifact Creature Salamander. Hell yeah. I love it. Land off the top, please. Land. Ephemerate not bad. Hey, thanks for the follow there. 19F Cali. ASL? I guess I put in my Kaldra. Yeah. I can start swinging here. Although, do I want to do that? Maybe I don't. If I swing here, I take 4 back. I can't kill anything. You want this deck to be good? I would like it to be better than it was today so far. We're 0-6 in games. No, I think the deck is probably good. Mordekaiser knows what he's doing with these decks better than I do. I mean, he's a savant when it comes to like creature toolbox decks. He's just one of those people that just gets them. And it's not... Okay, so I could flicker Stoneforge here to get 2 more pieces of equipment, which is pretty good. But they'll draw a card off of it, which I'm not thrilled about. And like, we've never had a turn 1 Aether Vial, right? Maybe one game? Maybe one game. So it's been not a very demonstrative league of like what maybe this deck is supposed to be doing. But that said, I mean, you're playing 80 card. Okay, finally this is happening. Okay. Maybe we got a game here. Yeah, you just played nothing. Thoughts on one Kiki Felidar? I mean, I like that. The 60 card version that did made 32nd in yesterday's challenge was playing that. I just don't know how necessary it is, because I don't think that what today has been anything like an average league with this deck. I think we have hit the absolute like most abysmal luck. Like, some of the games that I lost today involved like such incredibly tiny margins from my opponent already that I think this is... Oh, the Evoke's on... Oh, I screwed up my order here. Sorry. So, there we go. I think I want to flicker my Stoneforge here, just leave them with the Thought Monitor. I know the Stoneforge will end up having Summoning Sickness, but I think getting my other living weapon is not the worst. I guess this means I essentially can't play a spell this turn, because I paid for the tax. I think I'm okay with it. I can now play a spell. I think I just attack with these two. They want to trade for my Solitude. I'm not fussed. Oh, right. I still have Giver. Yeah, we're good. And if they have, what, double plating? I guess they maybe could kill me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, double plating will kill me here. Alright. Let's not die to double plating.
Side effects may include dry mouth, nausea, vomiting, water retention, painful recollection, dementia, psychosis, coma, death, and halitosis.
Back in 1
Magic
second.
is not for everyone. Consult your doctor before use.
Alright. So we got a game win. We got a single game win. Felt pretty good against Affinity. And now we have Kataki, Pia and Kiran Nalaar. I think that's and Relic-Warder. Neat. And maybe a Revoker. Yeah. Skyclave was pretty good. Archon seems pretty pointless. Flametongue's probably okay. I don't think I want the Magus. Because it's like mostly they're going to have unloaded all their stuff by the time that can come down.
Just give him one of these.
Thanks for the follow there. Bonato? Bonato. Bonoto.
Side
Thalia
effects
is
may
also
include dry
pretty weak
mouth,
here.
nausea, vomiting, water retention, painful recollection, hallucination,
1.
dementia, psychosis, coma, death, and halitosis.
Oh, and the
Magic
swords
is
are
not
not
for
great.
everyone. Consult your doctor before use.
Let's keep Fire Ice. Or maybe something else is better. Not much, though. Half their lands are indestructible. Alright. So we're light on 2s now. But I think that'll be okay. Thoughts on running Season Pyro? The double red's kind of tricky. I mean, I like the idea. Oops. I don't have enough thoughts about that, no. I mean, 1 would probably be fine, but I don't know how often you'd really want to fetch it up. But you definitely can. I mean, it's 80 cards, right? You're probably able to find the slot somewhere. Mort always liked putting that card into the Enigmatic Incarnation decks, though, and I never really cared for it. So I'm not sure is what I'm saying. I think I keep this and I bottom the Recruiter. Because I basically can guarantee you that if I bottom one of these lands, I will never see another land again. I guess by keeping the Solitude, though, I'm kind of like going in on, I want to draw a white spell and an Ephemerate. So maybe that's not right. Alright, I'm getting the hang of these pathways. Need to play with them more often. Don't play enough specifically 2-color decks, but I should. They don't have a second land. This is... Okay. Oh, the good cards are coming out now. I see. So I think I go Sword of Fire and Ice here. Now is the moment where your opponent is relieved because you didn't go get Kaldra Compleat. This thing is ridiculous. It does look like a Bionicle. I don't really know what Bionicles are. It's like Lego Extreme. Ooh, the tap land with the Saga. That's... I hate to see it. Tap land with the Saga. Okay, well, I have a better play this turn than hitting my opponent for 5 all of a sudden, which I'm more than excited about. Boop. Get out of here. I guess my Stoneforge Mystic might get Pithing Needled now, but I'm not going to worry about it. We'll be fine. It does. And I'm sure there's a good reason that artist Vincent Pross here, who is a great Magic artist, decided to have this very strange posture where they're shielding the shield with their sword and their arm. It just it's just a little quirky looking to me. They're like, here's my big indestructible shield. Let me shield it with my arm and sword. But not really with the sword part of the sword. Mostly the arm part. And yeah, it's just one of those, like, it's just one of those little funny things where you're like, why is this a thing? Okay, whatever. So in theory, they don't know I have the Kaldra in my hand. Also, if I draw a white card, we're in good shape. Also, I can Sunbaked Canyon for a white card if I need to. Okay, land is good too. I mean, I just think I go land pass here. If they go suit up and attack, I just drop in the Kaldra and wreck them. You can't unsee the little cat face. I love that little cat face. It's a little more like no, it's like a cat. It's got that sort of triangle, polygonal. Dee doo da dee doo da. Welcome Kaldra Compleat. Is that like Yankee Doodle? Dee da doo da dee da doo. Welcome Kaldra Compleat. So they're gonna go equip the spear and swing, right? Please, please, do it, do it. You have to do it. You can't not do it. Literally impossible. And because they're gonna be tapped down, it means I'm not afraid of Metallic Rebuke anymore. Because I was kind of thinking that that might be their one out. Ooh, okay, Mr. Saucy. But you're gonna attack with the construct, right? They're not. So conservative. Opponent is so conservative that he should be elected to the office of vice president. All right, so Heath. I don't think it's about too good, Blue Baron. I honestly think that they thought it would be too bad. I think the concern was they didn't want to put FTK into Modern and be like, yeah, it just doesn't compete with everything else at all. So, you know, enjoy the card that you remember being fun, being kind of crap now. I honestly feel that that was the concern rather than it being too good. Yeah, Yearling can come down on 2 and be efficient. And then on 4, it's fine. Okay, that's kind of a problem. That is also very clever. But they're not equipping the Shadow Spear this turn, so that's fine. So go play Solitude, exile the Ornithopter. Hey Mord, we started off 03, 06. Yeah, it was terrible. It was terrible. Just awful. We got crushed by Black Red, Abzan, and Bant. All horribly outvalued us nonstop. But I don't think the deck is bad at all. I think we just, I never had a turn 1 Aether Vial. I still haven't had one. The closest I had was a turn 2 that totally fucked up my sequencing. It was like, oh, I guess everything's terrible. Oh, the sword solves the Etch Champion for me. So now the only concern is Thought Monitor plus plating, which I don't have an answer for yet, but we'll try to get one. But I can't get through with it. So the champion's going to kill me too. I made a mistake here. I don't know if it was a solvable one, though. And we've also, been very light on ever drawing the card Ephemerate. Well, the thing is, they'll block with the construct. And I can't swing with the Solitude for any profit because they have this pro all colors creature. So, so the way this actually, you'll see it. Oh, no, they screwed up. Okay, good. So they should have blocked with the construct if they wanted to prevent anything, I guess. Maybe it won't matter. We'll see. So that doesn't help me. Play tap land. Pass. If they have enough damage here, just nothing I did mattered. So 7 plus, so 8 here, and then 9 in the air that I can't stop. So there's 9 in the air I can't stop. Could be 10, but then the construct can't swing. So it's really going to come down to how many more artifacts they can dump into play here. I may or may not have enough toughness to survive this. The lifelink on Solitude plus throw all my creatures under the bus might be the only way out. We'll see. Okay. So they're just not even trying to kill me. Oh god. Unless, wait, but they're a mana short. Okay. So they're not trying to kill me this turn. Which is good for me, on a personal level. They're going to go to 1,000,000 billion life total, but that's okay. We can eventually beat that. So I can just, Recruiter for... Alright. Let's think about it. Because ideally I want to remove both their creatures, so I have to see what I'm drawing first. So, Recruiter for... Well, I can swing and draw. Imperial Piles, sure. I can attack and draw and shoot the Thought Monitor for 2. Which would mean if I find a flicker effect for the Flametongue, that just takes care of that. They have no other creatures, so if I can get rid of both their creatures this turn, I'll be in great shape. If I had had time to get my Yorion before, obviously, I'd be in a different spot. Okay. Let's swing with both, gain some life. I think moving the sword, I don't think, no. Okay, so the monitor has 3 toughness, first of all. So that's part of the reason I don't have an easy answer. We're not, okay, stop. That's not it. Like, yeah, I can do that, but then they still have a construct, and their construct is a 16 power creature Mord with trample and lifelink. I guess if I had left back the germ token to... Okay, I see. I keep forgetting how good the germ token is against creatures with trample. Yeah, Kaldra Compleat just colds them, huh? I think I screwed up, and I think I probably now lose because of it. Well, shoot. I should have spent more time thinking and understood how my thought process was going to go wrong there. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I should have actually followed Mord's line, even though it's kind of weird. I needed to follow it through to its conclusion. Yeah. I just keep forgetting, like, the first strike exile thing. And I know it when it doesn't, like, when it matters for my side, kind of, but not at all. The way I think doesn't make any sense to me. A lot of the time. Kind of weird lines are the best. Yeah. Sometimes I can find them. Sometimes I can't. I mean, at this point, I feel like the only way out is trying to draw an Ephemerate. I can get a Charming Prince, but I have to sack. No, I mean, if I get the Charming Prince, I can't play it. Apparition the Spear. Oh, we'll just die to their flyer. No, we're just dead because I screwed up. It was a weird line, and I just couldn't find it. But at least we got to the point where I got to make interesting decisions that finally happened in these games. Flyer will die to damage. But what? I don't... Damage from what? No, yeah, I just shouldn't have attacked with the germ. Now I'm just going to die to the super gigantic trampling construct. All right, I screwed that up. We could have won that. Yeah. Okay, so game 3. But we definitely could have and should have won that. The flyer will die to damage. The flyer, but I couldn't fetch for everything. I needed to kill both their creatures, and the only way it has 2 damage on it, removing the... Oh my god. Oh, you're right. Yeah, you have to tell me these things, because apparently today my brain is in, like, 8th gear. You have to like break things down to, like, absolute, like, explain it like I'm 5. Yeah, it is, but, like, these are the kind of mistakes that, like, I shouldn't be making these mistakes, but I always say to people, like, I'm not the kind of player who can do these things and not make the mistake, and then after I learn, like, stuff like that. I mean, that's so basic, though. Again, like, It's like I was saying earlier, like this deck has me questioning my basic understanding of Magic. Thanks, highly one? Heil one? Yeah. No, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. I am so... Oh, that's awesome, Boomer. I am so sick of this card in this deck already. I hate this card in this deck. I really do. Thanks for the follow there, Dude5OU. Play it. I know I'm supposed to play it. It's just I'm just saying this has happened twice to me, Mord, and it just sucks so loud. It's just it is so unbelievably tilting to draw Aether Vial on turn 1 with a hand that would have been beautiful. Yeah, I understand. I understand. I'm just saying it's really frustrating. Like, I don't even love the card Aether Vial at the best of times, usually, so... It's always conceptually more cool to me than it actually ends up being. Yeah, exactly. Draw the Llanowar Elves on 2. Always. Opponent misses the attack for value. You hate to see it. Maybe should have grabbed the Hallowed Fountain there. Seemed kind of free. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's actually a problem in any way. So I'm either grabbing Yorion this turn or playing a wall. I think I'd rather grab Yorion. Yeah. Much more mana efficient. They're not doing anything yet, so... And then this sets me up for big turns later. We hope. Sure. So I think I play Wall of Omens this turn. And I have the Revoker on Vial if they play Cranial Plating. Good draw. Yep. Yeah, we're trucking. Well, we'll see, Mord. I want to believe the Solitude is a great card that will, you know, help me win the game, but it hasn't shown up in the right place so far. We have an out against Galvanic Blast here. I mean, you can go that far, Mord. I just have been consistently disappointed by this deck today. Okay. It looks really good. I will say that much. Opponent? So does this mean the last card in their hand is Galvanic Blast? You would not take the trade? I mean, it's not supposed to be a trade, right? Like, I'm supposed to get a 0 for 1 here, which is why the attack is just so suspicious. But maybe, I don't know. Maybe they don't know this gives pro colorless. Like, I don't know. The way they blocked last game with the Etch Champion against the Kaldra was wild. So now we have Solitude Flickerwisp. Yeah, I agree with you, Mord. I'm just saying, like, it's just a strange attack to not, like, for me to not block. It feels weird for me not to take the free roll there, but it obviously screams that the last card in their hand is either Dispatch or Galvanic Blast. And like right now I'm set up in such a way I can pick apart their board pretty brutally. So free roll with Flickerwisp protection. I don't know what that means. Nope, literally have no idea what that means. You mean take the same block? Right here, what I'm going to do is go Solitude, exile your Sojourner. What? They have 0 cards in hand now, though? That's fine. Waiting for... So just go block. Yeah. I mean, I don't even need to flicker the wall. I could just give it protection, right? But... That's a good draw. I think I keep the vial going up to 5 here. Just because I'm pretty likely to use it next turn. That's an insane draw. Go get Kaldra. Or a sword. I do have a flyer. But they also have a flyer. So I'll just keep my flyer up. I was probably supposed to get Kaldra there. And I feel like I probably had a free attack with Flickerwisp. Kaldra seems awkward versus S champion. It's not that bad. It's not bad at all. So Vial to 5. Ephemerate comes in, targets. Respond. Put Kaldra into play. Alright. Sure. My last piece of equipment. Yeah, I mean, I just did that, right? Okay, so let's go. Attacks. Yeah, I'm on it, Mord. No problem, Brave Mustache. Yeah, I just did it, so if you want to see what that looks like, you can... No, I have all my equipment already. No point in resolving an extra trigger. It's just more clicks. Triggers! I can remove something for their turn. Let's remove their Sojourner. All right. Okay. Is Revoker good in the matchup? The age-old question. If I remove the companion, I feel like I can one-shot them here. But I also feel like that's going to get really complicated really fast. Let's get rid of this. Just because it's been annoying me. I'm making semi-random decisions because Mord was saying we got to start attacking, and I wasn't really ready to do it yet personally. So I understand I made a bunch of really random decisions there. I'm just worried about the clock, but I'm also worried about suddenly getting killed out of nowhere. And again, I really shouldn't worry about it because I know there's no like one card they could possibly draw that dismantles my board. Yeah. But just if anyone's curious, there are a non-stop bevy of misplays over the last turn, and I'm not sorry about it because it's got a lot of different stuff going on with this game. What the hell? Oh, it's the first strike. They're very dead. I was like, wait, what? What? How are they not dead? And it's like, oh no, they are. They are. Just need the rest of the combat damage to go through. Yeah, yeah. It's not an easy thing to play, Brave Mustache. Opponent gave up. Well, they didn't give up, right? I mean, if they actually gave up, they should have conceded, right? I mean, clearly they like, they gave up, but it's. Oh yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I was never totally deflated on this deck. Like, I'm sure it's good. It's just the way the first 3 rounds went. It was just like, can I even pretend like I'm able to play these decks? It's not a great hand with Kaldra Compleat already in it, but the curve is really good. So happy to keep this in the dark. The Mort command should be there. I don't know if it's the E on it. Although it should. I think it does. You know who sucks with taxes? Spider Space. Internet's best known taxes player. Fraud. Well, for modern. All right, so this is either Titan or the nonsense deck. I'm going to guess the nonsense deck. We have a lot of good outs against it, but I should have attacked there. There's literally no reason I shouldn't attack there. It's the nonsense deck. All right, if you guys want to see me play against something that's in completely nonsensical insanity, strap yourselves in. Because we are about to glimpse tomorrow. I did, Mord. I did. This is a pretty straightforward matchup. Yep. Here they go. Spin the wheel for 4. Omniscience, Emrakul. Okay, it's the Omnath version. Okay, this is the good version. Okay. Oh yeah. The thing I was saying the other night about this deck is it's like seeing people play Neobrand still. It makes me uncomfortable and upset because every time someone registers the deck again, there's more and more chance that someone who actually knows how to play Magic really, really, really well is like the Sam Black of these decks is going to start playing it. And when that happens, we're all dead. They're up cards in hand now. Triple Omniscience, Quadruple Omniscience, 46, 51 CMC, mana value in play now. And remember, the Omnath that was in play before had run out of triggers. But if they find a fresh Omnath, that can still trigger. There it is. So what is the text on this? When it enters the battlefield, create X/1/1 red goblin creature tokens with haste or X the number of creatures you control. Yeah. That's how they kill you on turn 3. Does it, Shauna? Does it? No, I get it. There are people who love these kind of things. I hate what their deck is doing, but... Oh, I'm going to get hurt this turn. Right now. I'm taking 18 plus. Okay. Sanctum Prelate. Avalanche Riders. Magus? Yeah, Magus. That's it, right? And then board outs are like Batterskull is probably no good. Flametongue is probably less than great. I mean, it can kill some of their early game stuff. Swords are mostly awful, I assume. Feast and Famine might get a pass just because you could start making them discard cards with it before they do stuff, but it's not likely to work. Yeah, I mean, the fact that someone created that engine is very cool from like an armchair kind of sense. Like seeing that you can do that is cool. But I saw a little bit of Bruce by the Magic Guys stream last night, where he was playing some of that, and he was mentioning how even against blue decks, he was managing to have a pretty good split. I guess Solitude. Yeah, I can cut a Solitude here. I mean, it's fine, but actually, Skyclave is really bad, right? Because they're just like, well, no, it can kill an Omnath. I mean, the biggest problem is just how fast their deck can be. Can be, not always will be. Some of these like random small value plays are definitely like something that can go. I guess anything that can interact with their permanence is probably better. Ephemerate's fine because Ephemerate with Solitude in response to their combo could stop them from going off. All right. I'm sure there's something I missed, but... Well, yeah, but we're playing 4 and 80 cards. That's the thing, Shauna. It's like, it's not like... I mean, I have to mulligan to something that interacts with them, hopefully. Like, this just shuts them down. This should be able to get ahead of them with this hand, because we're on the play. On the draw, I would mulligan this, but I think on the play, this is going to be good enough. I mean, I'm sure they have answers for it, but they'll also have answers for Thalia. I guess the answers for Thalia are clunkier for them to play, so maybe I'm supposed to mulligan this. Because if they just leave their mana up on turn 2, if they're able to do that, then they blow me out and kill me, probably. Although I don't think their deck normally goes off that hard on turn 3. I think usually I have to go... Yeah, that's exactly the card I'm thinking of, Shauna. Alright, let's end this. I think I have to send this one too. And... I know, I should have kept the first one, but... Okay, so now we're going to 3 cards in hand? Okay, well... I found what I wanted. I don't think that this is a good idea, by the way. Well, it was a good idea to mull for the Thalia. It wasn't a good idea to have to mull to 3 for it. But, I mean, some of those hands were unplayable in a normal matchup, so... Mm-hmm. And, like, you say Thalia obliterates their combo. It really doesn't, right? It stops them from spinning multiple times in one turn. But they could just do it once and it'll be very, very good, right? That's an elemental. This is an elemental. Omnath's an elemental. Like... The engine that their deck is not... it's not really a joke. Or if it is, it's not a very funny one. Like, I don't know. And mostly it's just the fact that we were already 1-3 in this league to a bunch of horrendous crap, and for this to be the final nail is just really frustrating. But it's really... I should have put Yorion in my hand. I'm not playing this game at all. Yeah, thanks, Kanoa. Yep, just missed it. I'm just, yeah. I once I had resolved the mulligan, I basically was like, I don't think I can win this game. I'm not playing it optimally in any way, but... But again, I think it's mostly the fact that the league was awful. I want to, Mord, like, this league is not this deck's fault at all. There were some fine... There were games that should have been fine, and then my opponent had like exactly what they needed, and we lost out. This game, I punted. Now we do this. Okay, if I can get Archon down, maybe there's a chance. Although, maybe Blood Moon's better? I'm assuming they have some more basics. So I'm going to go Archon. Archon plus Thalia is hopefully something. I don't know. I don't... I don't think this was the deck's fault at all, Mord. Like sometimes you just play a league, and no matter how good your deck is, and no matter how good your sideboarding plan is, you just get beat up. When you're playing a deck that you don't know very well, and has some consistency issues. And we're done. I think. I mean, I'll wait to see the glimpse, but I think I'm going to scoop once they do it. I just don't want to see all the nonsense again. All right, I'm good. So 1/4 with red-white taxes. Clearly not the fault of this deck, but let me... This deck is very cool, but I really think that I have to hop in the camp of it has to be better to play 60 cards, right? It just has to be. At least with the metagame as it is right now. I don't want to imagine that, Shauna. Especially, I don't want to imagine having to be a judge who watches that deck try to go off in paper. That doesn't sound fun to me. That's so much stuff to keep track of that doesn't normally come up. What's the reason people do play 80? So the reason people do play 80 is Yorion for flicker strategies is incredibly powerful and very fun. If you are in a very grindy metagame with a lot of like control decks and I guess Black X mid-range decks, but we got completely annihilated by Black X mid-range decks in this league. So I don't know if that holds true or if it really was just as like brutally unlucky as it looked like it was to me. I just don't know. But the reason you're supposed to play Yorion is usually to help you go over the top of some of the bigger mid-range decks. Modern right now doesn't have a lot of mid-range decks that are super good. Other than the food decks. And I like the food decks a lot. So, and I don't know how this goes toe-to-toe with the food deck particularly well. I mean, maybe the matchup's fine. I'm not sure. You definitely have to be careful about how many creatures you put out before they play their Asmora, and then how you're able to deal with that card. Like, Solitude Ephemerate was really good when we had it, but we only ever had it once, I think. And turn 1 Aether Vial, I literally never had in the entire league. Yeah, I think I am Opa. Just hold interaction, kill Asmora, fill the board later. Yeah, that's just not always an option, though. And sometimes those decks just grind you into the dirt more by playing, like, double Thought Monitor and having an Emery in play. And you're like, oh, I guess I have to kill the Emery. And they're like, oh, here's my Asmora. And you're like, well, it's a good thing I have my second piece of removal. Kill the Asmora. And they're like, no, it's cool. I have a second Asmora. And then they just mow down your board. I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying it's not just easy. Like, for the Velomachus deck, the only card out of the food decks usually that matters is Asmora. But now that they're playing blue, they have a lot more grindy cards, and they have stack-based interaction. And it's a lot more difficult to deal with than the black-green food decks. So, yeah, definitely worth looking at. I do have this Naya Recruiter Taxes deck. I think I do want to play it now, even though that league was really poor. If you are in the future and you're watching this on the YouTube, make sure you hit that like button, smash that subscribe button. Tell me if my amount of salt is appropriate, too much, too little. What am I doing with my salt levels, and do I need to add more? Maybe some pepper, cayenne, or otherwise. And I will see you on another video.